Hey there internets, I'm Michael and today is Monday the 26th of September 2016 and it's time for another Diaries of a Newbie YouTuber, and as normal I'm going to start with my week in review. So what videos did I get done this week? Well, firstly there were two paid videos for the Pioneers program, and that was both a how to play and a preview video. So the Pioneers program is a very interesting game. It's kind of a city building game with this post-apocalyptic wasteland setting. It's got some very interesting mechanics there with role selection, the way markets work, technologies. It's a race to get victory points. I really enjoyed the game, really found it interesting, was so grateful really to have been paid to do those videos. Sorry, the cat's making a load of noise, but it's Diaries. I try not to edit, so we're going to leave it in. Yeah, so that's Pioneers program. Do check it out if you like city building, resource management games. It's a good one and a very interesting one, I think. And I think coming to Kickstarter this week. So I'm just going to ignore the cat. All that banging around, that's the cat, if you can hear it. So then what else do we have? Power Grid, I did my unboxing of this. Obviously this is a much older game, but it's a very classic, modern day classic really. It's a very good game, midweight Euro. I've wanted it for ages, it's been on my list. I got it for my birthday, so I filmed the unboxing of that. So if you want to find out what comes in this, you can with that. Then what else we got? Oh, of course, I did the announcement of who won Toucan Win That Game. So this was the September Toucan Win That Game for 2 copies of Scythe. So I did announce the winners for that. Unfortunately, not everyone could win because I would be bankrupt even quicker than I'm becoming bankrupt. So there is that. What else did I do? I did another 2 paid videos. So, you know, quite a big week for paid videos. Both of these were how to plays. There was Package, which is this abstract game about cube placement at locations. So the idea is the cubes are packages you're delivering to the locations. It is really quite abstract in the actual play. It's quite enjoyable, quite different, but with a high learning curve. If you want to find out how to play that, do take a look. And the other one was Aircon, which I'm wearing around my neck here, which is a special little game for playing at Aircon, which is coming up, I think it's the 21st of October to the 22nd of October. So, you know, it's in Northern England, it's Bradford. If you're anywhere near there, definitely go check it out. And yeah, it looks like a really interesting convention. It's a really interesting idea, having a game going on, and they're going to have this Codenames type game going on with the tables. I don't know how that's going to work. It looks absolutely fantastic. I really wish I could afford to travel up there, but I can't make it work right now, unfortunately. But I think they've got one that's going to be slightly further south in March, so I may well be at that one, but we'll see closer to the time. Then what else do we have? So I did my playthrough of Patchwork, which I can't find the box for. I'm not sure where I've put it, so I can't hold that up. But yeah, I did a game of Patchwork. Patchwork, if you don't know, it's kind of an abstract game, but with this quilt theme. It's really good, 2-player only game. And yeah, if you want to find out more about the game, playthrough's the perfect way to do that. So that was all the games. Well, what about new arrivals? I didn't actually have any new arrivals this week, but it's been a very busy week. I mean, as you can see, that was 7 videos. That's a lot of videos. And on top of that, this weekend just gone, it's been a very long weekend. There was the UK Tabletop Jam being hosted by Inside the Box Board Games. I reviewed their game Statecraft ages and ages and ages ago, that's successfully funded on Kickstarter, and they're really pushing to try and build up the UK community with regards to the people producing content, you know, the publishers, designers, distributors, media, getting us all together, working together to improve the UK industry. And I really think this is a great endeavour. I'm really pleased to have been able to attend. I was a bit socially shy, etc., so I didn't get the most with regards to networking out of it that I could have. There was, you know, maybe 50 people there. I talked to maybe 5 or 10, at most of who I'd already met before at the UK Games Expo. So I didn't do a great job on networking, but you know, I've said before on the channel, I do have issues with social interaction, with mental health, etc. And so that sort of thing, I was just pleased of myself for actually managing to go. And even on top of that, I got pulled into a media panel answering Q&A, which was completely unexpected. I had not known it was going to happen. I was recording the event, which was great, and there will be videos going up on the channel. So if you're interested in finding out more about the discussions that were held, I think there was like 5-ish I managed to get before my battery died. So those will be going up, and I need to send them to the organiser and stuff as well. But they're quite large, and it's difficult sending and uploading. I mean, I'm working on uploading them at the moment, but trying to do that around the other videos and stuff. It'll take some time. But yeah, hopefully over the course of this week you should start seeing some of those if you are interested in that. Yeah, so as I say, I got pulled up doing Q&A. That's one that didn't get recorded because I was doing the recording, so I couldn't record it and be doing the Q&A. So that one potentially would have been the most interesting for people who watch this, because they're interested in my aspect as a as a media person, and would have been interested in my answers. But you know, I do Q&A on this every week, and I think that's a good point to kind of segue into that. So I did have a question this week, and it was from Brad, and it was about Mechs vs Minions, which is this game that just got announced last week. Had this huge media burst because basically the publisher said, look, please don't put anything out there until this date, and then this date hit and everyone released. I don't think it's a big deal, but his question was with regards to this: what do I think about it going straight to the customer, skipping the usual distribution model chains, you know, the friendly local game stores, etc.? Well, I think it's perfectly fine for them to have chosen to do that. I think it's well within their rights, and that people will vote on their opinion of that with their wallets, frankly. You know, this is a commercial endeavour, and we're in a capitalistic society, so it's fine that they've chosen to do that. Personally, as someone from Europe, I think it's a huge mistake. They've hugely alienated everyone outside of North America, because if you go to their website, they only deliver to the US and Canada. So everyone's going, wow, fantastic price, fantastic price. Even if I could get it delivered here, it would cost a fortune, but I can't even do that. So they've completely alienated everyone but North America. So I think it's a huge mistake on that point of view. But for them, they're not thinking about the rest of the world. They have this huge American base. League of Legends is apparently this huge app. Me, in the UK, have never heard of it. I've heard of other big apps, you know, like Clash of Clans, things like that. So it's not that I have no idea about these big apps, but I've never heard of this one. I think it's a majorly North America one. I think that's very much their base. You know, I know they are international, but I think the majority is there, and they're expecting their sales to come from people who already have that app, who are interested in League of Legends, not especially board gamers. They might be getting some board gamers, but they know that the majority board game industry is focused around North America as well. So they're kind of safe doing this as a model. Now, do I think it's a right model? I think basically the reason people use the traditional distribution models and, you know, the friendly local game stores is that's a way to get the product to market. It's very difficult to get people aware of your product if you're not going there. You know, your game stores will only order from a certain number of distributors. They don't want to be ordering from every single publisher out there, because that's a huge amount of work for them. And that's why they don't do it. And people want to be in those local game stores because there are people who will go to that local game store, see it on the shelf, look at what it is. It acts as advertising. They don't need this. They don't need that level of advertising. They are going to have people coming to them. They know that. And they're saying that they've done it to make the game cost less. Yes, it will cost less. Distribution chain, every time you add an extra person, so the, you know, local game store, they'll take their cut. The distributor would take their cut. All of that adds cost, and this will keep that cost down, but only for North America, as we've said. So, in summary, yeah, I mean, they're perfectly well within their rights. I think they're fine to do that. I do think it's a mistake. I think the board game industry, it's important to support your FLGs and to kind of be part of that community. And I think being part of that community does mean selling through those stores, being present in those stores. But, you know, they're not a board game company. Why would they be interested in being part of this community? Because they're not, frankly. And okay, apparently they do play board games, so there is that, or at least one person who is mostly in charge of the project plays board games. But yeah, I'm kind of rambling on. My personal opinion, I don't think they should have done it, but it comes down to it's got to be a financial decision. This is a business. They've got to make money. If they don't make money on the game, there's no point doing it. Personally, I have no interest in the game, so I'm not really that bothered about them having chosen to do this. I think they're a computer game company. I don't think the game looks very good, and so I'm not interested in getting it anyway, so it doesn't really bother me. I would much rather focus my attention on board game companies that are board gamers, making board games for board gamers, and where they are part of that community and we are connected all together. You know, thinking about, right, well, I don't want to cut out the stores because I want the stores to survive. I remember going to these stores and liking these stores, and I would rather deal and be involved with companies who have similar thoughts, really, of working towards the industry, not just how can I make the most money for me. But, you know, that's my personal taste. Sorry I've gone on so long about that. I would be really interested in hearing what the rest of you think about the whole Mex Fees Minion and going straight to the customer. I mean, obviously, there are plenty of other distributors who choose to go direct to the customer. You know, Plaid Hat sell direct, Portal sell direct. There are tons of them out there who sell direct to the customers, but they are also through distribution. And I think that's a much better balance of model. You know, if you want to go direct to the publisher, you can. But you're not going to get it any cheaper. You're going to get it the same as through your local game store. They just get more of a markup on it because they haven't had to pay the distribution. So I think that is a much better model. It means that if you want to go direct, you're giving more money direct to the publisher and you're saying, I hate my local game shop. But, or you don't have a local game shop maybe. But still, anyway. Yeah, enough on this. So I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on it, you know, in the comments, Twitter, Facebook, wherever, just let me know. And of course, if you have a question you'd like me to answer on the next Diaries, do let me know and I will do so. And hopefully I'll be a bit more eloquent and concise than I have been in this video. But, you know, it's been a long weekend, I'm tired. That's my excuse, I'm sticking with it. So, let's move on to the figures then. So we have passed the 9-month mark. We did pass that with the announcement of the competition, which was on the 23rd of September. So we're just 3 days past 9 months. So these are kind of landmark level figures here. You know, that's kind of a big deal, third quarter. Obviously the next big one will be the year, and that will be the big one. It'll be really amazing to see where we are then. So let's see, Facebook 35 weeks. And 1,836. So again, good increase, but down on last week. And you will see with all of these figures that it is down on last week with regards to the increase. So, of course, figures are always growing, but the level of growth has gone down. So let's move on to Twitter. 38 weeks that I've had presence on Twitter and 8,139 followers. And then if we move on to YouTube, we are at 40 weeks on YouTube. The channel has been going 40 weeks, really pleased. And our subs are 2,586. I am absolutely astounded. Last time I did Toucan win that game, at the end of it, I went back and I had a look. At the end of that, which was like the 6-month mark, I was a bit down, I hadn't hit where I wanted to be. So I'd reassessed. I'd assessed where I should be at the 9-month mark and the year. And I'd said, right, well, for 9 months, I'd like to hit 2K subscribers. For the year, I'd like to hit 2.5K. I've now hit that. I've hit my year target that I reassessed before. So I'm going to do another reassess. Do I think it's realistic to get that huge level of interest that has happened from this last competition? No, I don't. So I'm actually going to set my target back to what it was when I first started the channel And at the end of the first quarter, the first 3 month mark, where I'd had a really great start and got up to 1,000, which was 3,000. And I think that's an extra 500 in the next 3 months. I think the next giveaway will be key to actually reaching that, but that is my goal and hopefully I will manage it. So then on to views, and we have 67,745 views, which means yes, once again, over 3,000 views. Really pleased. Obviously, you know, all these figures are higher than my typical averages, and it is because of Toucan win that game. Even though the competition has finished this week, obviously it was going for a good half the week really, and even the announcement of the winners gets views. So you know, it's nearly 400 views that video's had, and that's 400 of those views are purely from that. But I'm really pleased with the figures, and I like to think that they're going to stay up there. I've actually been kind of pleased because, I mean, most of the views this week have come from the side videos and from the competition announcement. But, you know, it's not too surprising. Side's a big game. Maybe I'll keep getting those even with the competition over. That would be nice. But what's most nice is the number of comments I've had of people going, you know what, I found you through your giveaway. I would never have heard of you if it wasn't for your giveaway. I've really liked what I've seen. I'm going to be staying, and that is fantastic for me. That's a big part of why I do the giveaways. One, it's to reward people who are viewing. Two, it is my means of advertising. It's how I am trying to get my name out there. So it's really nice for me to hear that that has worked. Now, since the competition ended, the figures have properly plateaued. You know, I was actually expecting a dip, and I haven't seen that. I've seen just a plateau. So that's really nice that it has just plateaued. As I say, I was expecting a huge dive, and I'm really pleased to have not seen that. And just the coming weeks, it's going to be that same plateau. And yeah, I just hope that it stays as a plateau and not a bit of a dive there. But that's what might happen. So, okay, that's probably enough of me rambling on for this week. Do hope you've enjoyed this Diaries video. You know the drill. Do all the subscribing, etc. And as always, thanks for watching, and bye for now.